Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Kata 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 kata. Ipapa whoopa yip. Chiki chiki tan taranta. Sometimes I live like an animal. Human beings are half animal, half God, whatever you want that to be. In the beauty of potential, you are all as a human being. A human being is anything that can be imagined, and half animal. The half animal we are is in reflection the physicality of innocence, mirrored through every single species designated as sentient, yet not Homo sapien. Homo sapien is basically a two-legged state of balance. Birds are cold-blooded egg layers, dinosaurs with wings, and that means they don't have the same cognitive freedom because they are cold-blooded, almost. Actually, that's not even true. I'm sure birds are warm-blooded, but they are of the reptile lineage. Anywho, the animalistic side is half, and the divine side is half for the human being. Divine because we can actually contemplate in self-reverence our very imagination. And there's a nice quote yesterday, or the day before yesterday, maybe even the day before the day before yesterday, that I came across, which was like, you are imagining the creator imagining you, or the creator is imagining you as you are imagining the creator. And there is no polarity. The creator is singular, absolute essence. Omnicentric, purity. Actually, today I realized the only thing that can come close to what the creator really is complete non-existence. Non-existence came before existence, logically, and it can come after existence. I suppose you could see things slightly differently in any case, but there is always non-existence, and that's such a mind muddle, because the only real paradox is trying to imagine non-existence. And so if we strive towards the feeling of non-existence, as is taught in spiritual schools, we can come across the freedom by which realization is absolute. The realization of the human being into divine completion. And that's always something that can happen at any point. Those who strive for it, however, those who are actually looking for this true communion with Providence, are closing their eyes and seeking a harmony that exists only before or after every potentiality, every possible pragmatic phenomena, manifestation, the silence, when you stop, shut the eyes and sit down, when you close off the impulsive chain reaction of mind from the animation of body, it evaporates, and what you're left with is not you anymore. I mean, the you that was before and will always be after. 010. Testicles and a phallus. The 0 is always much more intriguingly powerful. But without the 1, you know. Here we are again. The dualisms of sexual gender. Gender is one of the Hermetic principles, right? Everything has a masculine and feminine nuance. Every possibility. However, I believe this to not be true. In my personal quest, I love pumpkin. There have been many occasions by which the attributable quality to what is associable in my experience to reality becomes devoid of genderization. And maybe that's why there is this degenderification happening in society around me, I see. And so there can, of course, always be a genderification. However, there is, for sure, an existentiality by which a person can see the pure oneness, the whole concentric perfection without a yin-yang or black and white or vertical and horizontal distinction. The genderification can be pinpointed as a absolute essence, a luminescence, an absolute luminescence, absoluminescence. I love to play with new types of words, by the way. It's not a problem for me. Hopefully you might gain a bit of enjoyment nonetheless. This is the all-powerful emanation that constructs a fluidity of order into crystalline bliss, into crystalline seamlessness that has its directive but is ungenderable. And this is something that's way above, a little out there. I mean, just beyond the threshold of ordinary human understanding. And I've come to understand exactly why that is. And it's a long lecture, but in the nutshell of our session here, that I'm aiming to be around 13 minutes, we can behold our dimensional capacitance, the rational logic through which we can decode and conceptualize any given moment in time as being our fundament by which duality occurs. So genderization, polarity, cause and effect, anything that is streamlined in a consequential linearity, the causal, what is this word that I once had to explain this? Continuity, yeah, that's the one. The continuity spectrum is actually created in a labyrinth of mirrors. The labyrinth of mirrors exists within the kernel of the brain. The very beginning of our cognitive capability. So we quantify time in a way, in a certain sense, that inevitably brings us into a polarization, and that is something that happens as a given, as a norm, standardly. Yeah. I'm going to take a breath here, leave you to think about this, and enjoy a little food. By the grace of our goddess. My oh my. I do have a challenge on my plate to give this philosophy clearly. And if you've come so far, I praise you. Because this is the most forefrontal refinement that can be delivered in this period, I believe. However you may, it will always be by the will of your own proceeding to transcend beyond the prior paradigm by which we have all been comfortably dealing. All things must be overcome in the quest. The quest itself is time, and time is measurable by any degree. Time is the very crucible of immortality, according to its measurement. Think about this very carefully, because you yourself have been indoctrinated to measure whatever it be in a certain quantographical codex, and it's ticking all around us at every moment in our mechanized world. In our mechanized world, we are very deeply absorbed into this codex, and this codex is a good one for functional execution. If you really wish to be uninhibited by functional execution as a component to this dynamic, you have to grasp your own given right to measure through the capacity of your own consciousness our infinite and eternal procession of omnicentric time coordination. That's as well as I can explain it right now, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity. At 13:40, we can praise be in the Lord's Prayer within the heartbeat and say goodbye for now.